There are so many manhwas and mangas that are released every year, but most of them go unnoticed. It might be because they didn't publicize it well, or they might be from a small studio and can't afford to spend more. I know in this list there are a lot of manhwas that you probably haven't watched, but trust me, you should really give it a go. It's not the same as other mangas, of course, but they have a different kind of vibe to them, and that's why they are so underrated. So, today I bring you some of the best underrated mangas and manhwas that you must read before you die. These are not on your normal myanimelist, or should I say the myanimelist, or manga updates, or any other site as they usually show up some other popular mangas. Number 10. Transfer Student Stormbinger. Or should I say Bringer? Alright, Jin Yu Ingong, of course, has been terrifying all of his schoolmates in every school he has been so far. He has one extremely scary face type, and whoever lays his eyes on him thinks he's a badass, although, is he really? It's really a good read, but I don't know why people don't recommend this anywhere else. I don't know, man. I think you guys are stupid if you don't do it. You're missing out a masterpiece if you haven't read this manhwa. Number 9. Living with One Leg. This manga has a way of building all those dramatic tension and making my kokoro ache near the end, only to twist it in the last chapter. To avoid a full-blown tragedy, it is tragic in some sense, a historical tale of love and tragedy between a princess and her guard, a skillful swordsman who only has one leg. He becomes entangled in a desperate battle for vengeance, and all of their lives are put on the line. Overall, it's worth the read. Tragic and not at all tragic at the same time. Number 8. The Long Way of Warrior. This webtoon, even though it doesn't have that many translated chapters, it's really amazing. I like everything about this webtoon. There's not even a single thing that needs changing. It's really good for those people who love the concept of characters being locked down on, although he's overpowered. The thing I didn't enjoy about the story is that the only thing that matters to the main character is the princess and nothing else. Have some quirks, man, have a hobby or whatever. The story is really amazing, to be honest, and I like it a lot. The same goes for the character. They have some flaws, but they're still pretty cool. Number 7. Memoir of the God of War. Breathing does not guarantee everyone's alive. Dan Sao-yu, a descendant of the Goryeo, greatly reprimands the central district for the sake of his friend, whom he treasures the most. He reigns every battle. No one could stop him. Chuanpo Armed Forces, the greatest martial arts of Goryeo, the legend of Chuanpo Armed Forces lives on while the history of the King of War unfolds. Number 6. Castle. A very well-written, realistic plot without too many cliches, with well-developed characters and a beautiful art. This manga tells the story of a killer that wants to take revenge on the one that killed his father and teacher. Castle is the name of the organization that killed his father and teacher. They're strong, some of them even stronger than our MC. Kim Shin, a special killer who has sharpened his sword for revenge and his life with absolute power in the afterlife, of course. I recommend reading this one, yo. Number 5. Warble. This manga is really good. I didn't have many expectations, but it got me hooked from the very first chapter. Humans live in the overworld and demons in the underworld. There's only one way for humans to travel between the worlds: mankind's last hope. Warble. This is so good. The concept is so cool, and the only reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because there are few misunderstandings near the end. Number 4. Triple F Class Trishiro. This story was unique and was reasonably good. The main character is lovably despicable, and while the art is a bit simplistic, you can overlook it easily for all the great plot twists and turns that leave you cursing and laughing and commiserating with the hero of the manhwa. This is a manga you'll either love or hate, but I recommend it either way. The further you read, the more you understand, and it's a refreshing twist on isekai. After being summoned to Fantasia, Hansu Kang spends a grueling 10 years and finally defeats the Lords of Demons. He's happy and he assumes he'll be returning to his own world, when unexpectedly the god of the world gives him a report card. Yikes! Number 3. I stack experience through reading books. This is definitely a must-read with good points and bad points. The main character, Jong Seok Lee, used to be your average run-of-the-mill person. The only thing remotely interesting about him is the fact that he's always at local bookstores. All of that changes when he suddenly encounters a completely blank book and foolishly accepts what's asked of him. It's a similar idea to the idea of leveling up, but it's through writing in a book. He's genuinely kind and nice to those around him. Sure, he gets a lot of good opportunities and the connections because of his new talents, but he's actually putting time in the volunteering and stuff, so he's pretty cool overall. It's a really good manga to read. Number 2. Return to the Player. 10 years ago, a group of gods turned everyone on Earth into players of the sadistic game that forced him to kill monsters in real life or be killed themselves. Sian Kim has already seen how this game will play out. Everyone in the world dies except for him. When he's given the chance to go back in time and start a second playthrough, Sehan is determined to change the course of events and beat the gods at their own game. This is a perfect manga, and I found the storyline really interesting. Don't at me. Don't at me. Number 1. Study Group. This is totally underrated. I can't understand why its rating is in just thousands. It should be in top 30s. It's got a very interesting story with one hell of an OPMC who just wants to study properly. Nicknamed the School for Future Criminals, Yusung Technical High School isn't exactly the ideal place to study. A rarity among his peers, Gamin is a student with just one goal: to get into university. At a school where it's every man for himself, he is rejected from countless study groups before he decides to form his own. When Hank Young, Gamin's former tutor, joins his high school in hopes of earning her teacher certification, it seems like they're both reaching for the impossible. Can they defeat the odds and achieve their dreams? You guys should give it a try. That's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a like, share it with your friends and your family, and also subscribe for more Top 10. We Love Anime is signing out. My name is Zeta Khan, and I'm the voice of the voiceless. See you tomorrow at the same time, yo.